All right, so let's talk about comedy.
I'm the librarian, and I came to read.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Adrian Can't Keep His Mouth Closed. So this topic I think is becoming more and more common. I'm seeing it more often. I'm sure it's not a new topic, as I'm definitely going to talk about. I'm sure a lot of people have said shit like this throughout history, but it's just recently there have been a lot of people talking about, well, girl, y'all are too sensitive. Y'all too sensitive, and the reason that they're uncomfortable is because now a lot more and more people are being held accountable for the shit that they're saying, and they're just not allowed, I guess, even though you can literally say whatever the hell you want to in this country. They're not allowed to go over here and say the same bullshit that they've been saying past years and expecting for that shit to be funny in 2019. It's just not gonna work, right? So the reason that I'm really talking about this shit is because I saw Chris Rock, right? And he was on these interviews talking about, well, girl, I don't know what, basically he was saying, bitch, I don't know what the fuck to do. You girls are so sensitive now. What was funny when I was, in my heyday or whatever the fuck, I guess, it's not funny now. And to me, I'm just like, first of all, I don't know if we should really be trying to make Chris Rock our compass, especially when he was over there with Louis C.K. and the rest of these hoes, allowing them to call him all types of N-words with the hard R. I'm not sure how much, if any, we should be looking at Chris Rock for anything, any piece of advice, any, historical lesson on comedy. I'm not sure if he's the one that we should, but I can definitely use him as an example. There are a lot of people who don't realize that minstrel shows were comedy. It was funny as hell. Like, I'm talking about to mainstream, girl. These white girls, and sometimes it was black people too, girl. These white girls got their ass up there. They pat wipe me down, shoulders, chest, pants, shoes, bitch. I pull up in the club, RACIST. Bitch, all drinks on me. You see what I'm saying? They got their ass up. They wiped their ass down. They wiped their white ass down in some, dark ass makeup. Took their, accentuated their non-lips. Took their ass up on the stage, sis. Advertised it. I'm talking about put that shit in the newspaper, make sure everybody knew that this shit was going on, and they went up there and it was comedy. It was funny. The girls were buying tickets, sis, like selling them hoes out. So I'm not understanding why people are so uncomfortable with the idea of comedy evolving. Comedy taking a different shape and a different form. I mean, I'll even use myself as an example. There was some dumb shit I was saying 4 years ago. Was it like 4 years ago on this goddamn channel that I would never say right now? You guys just... And bitch, I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny to be problematic. Oh my God, especially some of the shit I was saying about Rihanna. And I talked about her abuse and shit. I would never do that shit now. That shit is ridiculous. That shit is ridiculous. But back then, the girls were clicking. It was funny. Oh, blah, 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 blah. I was definitely aware, but I was not as aware as I am right now. So what will pass years ago, even in my mind, just from my own standards, is not gonna pass right now. Bitch, I'm not gonna say some of the shit that I was saying years ago. It's just not gonna happen. And I don't see why I don't see why that's an issue. I don't see how that's a problem. I don't see how that's, oh girl, I'm being sensitive by not saying the dumb shit I was saying 4 years ago that definitely hurt people, in ways that I could have definitely avoided. And I don't see anything wrong with holding yourself to that standard. I don't see anything wrong with other people holding your ass to that standard. Like, bitch, that shit was fucked up. I hope your ass ain't doing that shit now. And to me, if no one is saying that shit, if everyone wants to just continue to stay at their current level of understanding and not try to learn anything else, I think that is very detrimental to whatever the hell we trying to do as a society, girl. And I know that there's gonna be so many people talk about, well, girl, comedy is meant to offend. I'm just like, girl, okay, but bitch, we gonna have to acknowledge that there's certain things that we could that we thought was acceptable to joke about maybe in the year 2000 or 2002, 2003, 2006, and we grow as a society, and we come together and we be like, oh bitch, that shit's really fucked up to a certain group of people. Let's see if we can try and avoid this shit. Or even you can still joke about certain things, but do it in a different way. You see what I'm saying? And I just don't understand how like somebody can say, hey bitch, like you keep joking about, you know, fucking up your gay kids and shit, and it's really fucked up a little bit. There's certain ways you can joke about gay people. You can joke about oh girl, but I don't know, sometimes, girl, y'all straight people got your, bitch, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all gotta work on your homophobia before you can joke about any of our gay asses. That's the thing, you know what I mean? Like, girl, if you still have this deeply entrenched sense of homophobia, like Kevin Hart's ass, he going over here of this, girl, you hoes can't make me apologize to her and shit. If you have that deep sense of homophobia, you're not likely to make jokes that are funny. You're just likely to just be fucking offensive. And I think that some of y'all, you know, y'all fave comedians have just made a career on being offensive, and they don't know how. They weren't actually ever funny. They were just really offensive, and it caught everybody's eye. And there were some people who were diving that same stupid ass mentality. Maybe they thought that shit was funny, but girl, we're moving forward. I don't understand. As I said, if people stayed in the same level of understanding, bitch, they would never have gotten rid of these damn minstrel shows. And of course, minstrel shows have they have just evolved, and you know, girl, we got these hoes on Instagram just doing the same shit. But you see what I'm saying, that the standard of comedy definitely shifted to where, bitch, you're not gonna be well received if you get your ass up, depending on the audience, girl, which side of the country your ass in. You're not gonna be well received as a whole in mainstream if you get your ass up there, your white ass up there in blackface and think that shit, and call it comedy. So obviously the markers, the benchmarks, the rubric for comedy has changed. It has shifted forward, and I don't see an issue with that shit. If you're someone who's actually funny, if you're actually a comedian, bitch, like I'm talking about, you can see situations and find humor in that shit, and you're a good storyteller, girl, you're gonna find a way to adapt and change. And honestly, if you are someone who gives a damn about your audience, I would say that it would behoove you to see who the fuck you're offending, making sure that, yes, girl, you joke and shit can be, you know, a little touchy. That's what comedy is. But when we're talking about as a whole, whole society, especially when it comes to how minorities are treated, we're just like, hey, girl, we're just not gonna do this shit right now. Or we learned that there's a better way to go about this shit. I don't see what the issue is with that, you know? And I think if you're a good comedian, you can find a way to make that shit work, to adapt, to understand. But to me, that's what comedy is about, isn't it? Like you take your ass around to different communities and different cultures. You find the things that we all have in common, and that's how you create comedy. That, you know, although we're different, we can find certain things that we relate on and joke about that shit. That's what comedy is. In many times it's also a critique on society and shit. So I don't know. To me, girl, like if you can't find a way, like all these people are telling you, hey sis, we would prefer if we just joke about something else. I don't see how that, like some of these comedians are taking that as a personal attack. Like, oh girl, how dare they, bitch? I've been doing this for 20 years. Damn, bitch, you've been doing the same shit for 20 years, girl. I guess it's time to change that shit up. You know what I mean? Like, girl, the whole society's moving forward, and your ass is mad, Chris Rock, that you can't go back to a time when white hoes gonna call you an N-word with a hard R. Like, as I said, you're not the best compass to be following in this bitch, but it's not just you saying that shit. It's the Kevin Harts, it's even the ashy ass niggas on Twitter talking about, well girl, Twitter's ruined, we can't joke. Now, I don't know where y'all think that there's no comedy that can be found on Twitter right now, or bitch, even with all the new discoveries that we have made about how we treat each other. Like, girl, I get on Twitter and I laugh every goddamn day. I laugh at the shit that I say, the shit that my TL says. Like, we're not perfect. As I think that there's some shit that I'm saying right now that in the future I'm gonna want to stay away from. But that's growth. You know what I mean? That's That's progress, that's life, that's learning, that's moving forward. Bitch, why do you hoes want to stay in the same bullshit? I don't understand. I mean, the same attitude that y'all bring with this comedy is sometimes the same shit that y'all bring when these social justice warriors, when these people are bringing up very real, consequences to actions, or very real consequences to words that you're saying, and saying, hey, bitch, we can find another way to do this, and people get so fucking mad. I'm just like, y'all hoes would be mad at Harriet Tubman for trying to take y'all ass out the motherfucking plantation. Y'all hoes would be mad at the people in the government, or especially the black people in the government during the civil rights movement. I'm trying to make sure that y'all can drink from the same fucking water fountains. Y'all would be like, well, girl, at least we got water. Why y'all hoes are so sensitive? And I'm just like, that's not the world I'm trying to live in, girl. It's really not. Okay, like, I don't expect for anybody to be perfect. I don't expect for myself to be perfect, but god damn, bitch, like, we are learning how to be civilized around each other, and to appreciate each other, and to make sure that we ain't like killing each other, girl. These words have effects. I don't think Kevin Hart understood why, a lot of the gay community was so angry at what he said, just because you were allowed to get away with it in front of your straight ass audience. Now the LGBT girls are starting to have a voice now, so you don't understand how those words, like trying to destroy the self-esteem, the very being of your kid because he's gay, like, we don't find that shit funny, okay? And there's nothing wrong with making sure that you understand that. You obviously don't have to do shit with that information. You can keep making the same jokes, because we don't have control over your goddamn mouth. Because I promise you, if I did, Chris Rock, any of y'all, bitch, Kevin Hart, it would immediately just be closed. But you can literally say whatever the hell you want, but don't complain to us when your bag is stopped. Like, girl, because we warned you. We said what we had to say. And even then, y'all asses are worth millions of dollars. I don't understand it. I don't understand why y'all are so pressed. Y'all are worth millions of dollars, and you can continue to be your same whatever it is, crazy, homophobic, just colorist, whatever the hell y'all are. You can continue to be that in front of a specific niche, a live audience that would appreciate it. It might be dwindling, but I mean, you can still do what you want to do, but we're just letting you know where we currently are as a society, especially as minorities. If you want to stick with the program, that's fine, but if you don't get mad when all you hear is crickets. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I prefer evolution. I prefer progress as opposed to regression or staying the same or not learning anything else. I don't know about y'all or your faves, but if I need to be corrected, I need to be corrected. If I say some dumb shit, I need to correct that shit. And I'm saying dumb shit now, and in the future I'll correct it. We learn, we live, we learn, we grow. That's it. I'm not someone who wants to just sit down in the same cesspool. I can't do it, okay? Maybe your faves can, but I can't. So at the very least, I'm going to go ahead and wish them a good goddamn evening, because that's all I got for their ass.